Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be something a bit different for my channel. As you can probably tell from the title, this is going to be a flip through of my current bullet journal. So I've been bullet journaling for almost 2 years now, and I have found a system that really works for me. So it's a very simplistic like functional system that I have, that I do for every single month. So I'm not one of those like creative bullet journal users that do like different themes and stuff for every single month. There are tons of other bullet journal videos you can watch if you would like to see that. And I am also, like, people say I'm very creative just because I do sort of crazy makeup, but I'm not. I'm definitely not creative with my bullet journal, and I'm not good at like drawing and stuff at all. So my bullet journal is very like simplistic and very functional, although I have quite a few collections because I really like to like just like write down and make goals and all of that stuff. So if you want to see my bullet journal, then just keep on watching. Okay, so let's get into my current bullet journal, and this is the second time that I'm filming this because in my first filming attempt I tried to film my current bullet journal and then also my previous bullet journals, like a flip through of those, and I also filmed the month portion of this bullet journal first, and then I went into my old bullet journals, and then I went back to this one to show you the collection. So yeah, while watching that footage I was like, why am I so slow? And also, why did I do it in this order? So that's why I'm refilming today. So I have already started the month of June just because we are in June. So yeah, and also if you feel like I'm slow, like go ahead and just click the 3 dots up in the right corner, and you can change the speed of the video so that I talk a bit faster. If you feel like this is going too slow, feel free to do that. So okay, this is my bullet journal, and this is a leuchtturm 1917, just like a regular. And I haven't filled in my name or address, but if you haven't seen one of these before, you have just a like leather bound journal, and then you have a string like around it like this, and you open it up, and then in the back you also have a pocket. So in my pocket I just have the sheet that it comes with for like storage after you're done with your bullet journal. And then I also have some post-it notes, like marble circle ones, just because I've just gotten into using post-it notes in my bullet journal. So yeah, let's get into it. Here you can see my index, and so far I've been pretty good with filling in my index in this bullet journal. So I will continue doing that. And for my like collections and the beginning of my bullet journal, I have this pink theme, but you will see that I have different themes throughout the bullet journal. And here I am going to do a cover page for 2018, but I haven't gotten to that yet, even though I started this one in January. So yeah. And here is my future log, which I'm very happy with. I don't use my future log too often, but whenever something comes up in like the month or the months after the one we are currently in, I like to like write it down in this future log. So now, for example, I have in July both that I will get my haircut and also that I will go and get a new passport. So I have that written down in July. And then I also have in August, it says that I'm going to Portugal, but I'm actually going to France. But this week deferred to the 10th of August. So then we flip into my 2018 goals. So I have those here, and then I also have this year. So I found this on Pinterest, and you had like prompts. So a bad habit I'm going to break, a skill I would like to learn, a person I hope to be more like, a place I would like to visit I'm going to do better at, and a good deed I'm going to do. So I have like some written down here. I need to read this more often because some are going like pretty well, some not so much. And then I found another one on Pinterest, which is how to plan your week to be productive. and you're supposed to select monthly goals, make a list of tasks for each goal, schedule the tasks into different weeks, plan out the task into the week, and then reschedule what did not get done. So yeah, I do some of these, not all of these, so again, I probably need to read this one more often, but you will see later on in my monthly setup that I have sort of implemented some of these. And then I have this ugly quote page that I will cover up, but it says wake up with determination, go to bed with satisfaction. And then here we have a reading challenge, so I have different prompts. I don't think you will be able to see, but I found this on Pinterest as well. So there are different reading prompts. So the first one is a book by a Canadian author, and second one is a childhood favorite, and then you have like different prompts. So a book published in 2018, a book with bad reviews, a book set in Africa, and like different prompts. So I have crossed off some of them, as you can see, but yeah, I need to get going on this one. And then I have a reading goals page. So my goal for this year is to read 50 books for 2018, and here I fill in whenever I read a book, and I have different, like I have a color code here. So pink is January, as you will see when we get into the bullet journal, and red is February for Valentine's Day, and then I had green for March, like turquoise for April, and then blue for May, or like purpley blue like a purple for May. So I did very well in like January and February, but not so well in the other months. So I think I have like 22 or so books that I've read right now. So if I just like get going and do as well as I did in the first month, I think I will be able to like reach my goal. And here I have all of the books I read like written down. So, and I use a color code here as well. So pink, red, green, turquoise, and then purple for me. And here I have a few more than 50 books. So like if I will be super successful and will read more than 50 books, then I have the space. And I also like to fill in whether I listen to the book or I read the book physically. So you can see I listen to a lot more books than I actually read them. And then I have the ratings. So far no 1-star book, but there are a few that I would probably like to lower to 1-star books, like the Young Elites by Marie Lu. I really dislike that book. I think that's the only one that I will give like lower to a 1-star book. But yeah, I feel like my rating, this is the first time that I've actually organized my rating on the books that I read. So I feel like they might be a bit like high overall, but yeah, as I get more into this and like Goodreads and everything, I think that will sort of level out. And then here I can also write which of the reading prompts, because I have numbered them, so I can fill in which of them they correspond to. So I haven't really filled out like lower down. So as you can see, there are a lot of books that I read that did not fill any reading prompt, and then I can also have like one prompt for several. So En man som heter Ove, or A man called Ovi. I don't know what it's called in English, but it's a Swedish book. So I think one prompt was to read a book by a Scandinavian author. So like one of these numbers corresponds to that one. And yeah. Then we have my 2018 beauty goals. So I have the number of empties I want to have, and then I write down like the empties for each month, how many empties. And then I also have like product types, so primer, foundation, powder, concealer, and all of that here. And then how many I want to finish, I have squares right here, and how many I would like to hit pan on. So I have already done my goal for foundation for this year, which is amazing, because all of these are based on how I did last year, basically. Maybe not lip products, but yeah. So I will not be able to reach my goal on primer, but I'm really happy I managed to hit the one on foundation, and I have to get going on powders. I don't think I will be able to finish 3 powders, maybe one, maybe not, I don't know. So yeah. And then here is a fail, because I always try to do like a collection, like workout oriented collection. So here I started filling out whenever I was working out, but then I sort of stopped and then I started again, and yeah, not good. And here we have a weight tracker, which is a fail because I'm currently more than my weight tracker, so yeah, not good at all. But then I also have a social media tracker, and I have Instagram. So both of my Instagrams, one is Makeupbyalexy and one is Panningwithalexy. So I have like how many followers I have, and speaking of that, I have forgotten to fill in June, so I have to do that. And then I also have a map of Sweden, like an outline of Sweden. And then I have all of the national parks in Sweden like written down, and I have like a line to where they are situated in Sweden. So my goal, one of my goals, I had it like here in the beginning, but one of my goals is to visit more national parks in Sweden, just because I really enjoy just like walking around in them. So I have been to 3 of the ones that are closest to me. So I live like right by this one right here, so I'm very much like in south of Sweden. So these were pretty close, but then the next one is this 17 right here. I think it takes like 2 hours or so to drive there. And then we get into January, so I think I will flip to June, and then I will show you my monthly setup, and then I will go back to January and we will flip through some of the ones that I've used. And I've also have some like collection-ish pages in the months like after my monthly setup that I also want to show you, but we are going to flip to June. Okay, so here is the cover page for June, and as you can see, I like to keep my cover pages very simple and like not too much on them. And then we have Welcome Summer and like the monthly spread. So I like to keep a calendar spread, and I have done this ever since the beginning because I feel like I get a better visual like look at the month. And this one is not used so much, and neither is May, because I'm currently doing my master thesis, and so then I am in school like Monday through Friday at like 8 to 5, like 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. every day, so I don't write that down. But before, when I had lectures and stuff, I usually write down all the lectures and exams and all of that. So I have written down when I'm working, so I just did this weekend, so I only have 1 weekend left at my like extra workplace. Okay, and then we get into my monthly goals. So I'm going to fill in my goals for the month, and then I also have a TBR, which is to be read, so the books I want to read during this month. So I have Left Hand of Darkness of Ursula Le Guin, and then I also have A Handmaid's Tale of Margaret Atwood. So I would like to get to those this month, just because we have a book club and we want to read this. Like, we have those 2 books for our next meeting. And then I have a product pan tracker. So I have all of the products listed that I am currently using or working on in a product pan. And then I fill in whenever I use them. I have not filled in yet for this month, but I need to do that after this video. I didn't even realize that I hadn't like fill that in. But and then I have this page, which is one of my favorites, or like this spread, one of my favorites in my bullet journal, which is my memories page. So on this side I like to write down whenever I do something. So this Sunday I was at a like sort of not a lake, but like a sort of lake with a friend. So I'm going to like write down like I was at this lake with this friend. So I'm writing those down there, and then I save this page for if I want to insert like photos and stuff. So I haven't done that to any month yet, but I have I have all the pictures that like printed out that I want to include in this. So I'm going to do that soon when I have the time. And then we go into my YouTube planning, and I have forgotten to like put the T like line on the T, but this is my YouTube planning. So I have like the dates where I want to put up videos, and then I yeah, put the name of the video that I would like to yeah, put up for that day. And then on this page I have video ideas, so I usually write down like videos I would like to film here, and then I sort of schedule them into this one. And whenever I do a new month, I flip back to my old video ideas, and then I check for videos that did not get filmed or uploaded, and then I like put them on this page, so to see if I should schedule them into this month. So yeah, I really like this spread as well. This is pretty new. I think I've done it 3 times or so, but I'm very happy with it. And then we get into my weeks. So here is one of my weekly spreads. So I'm going to remove this so that you can see. I'm very much into post-it notes at the moment. But so here is my weekly spread, and this page I keep like completely blank like this from the beginning, and I have all of my days written down like this. So what I like to do is that I like to write down all the tasks that I want to do during the week. So then sometimes like I do my monthly goals, and then when I plan my week or when I write down the tasks for my weeks, I refer back to my monthly goals. And when I do my monthly goals, I refer back to my yearly goals. So yeah, so then I write down like tasks here, and then I like to put them in like each box of the week. And like here I had filming my roulette finale, and then like here I have the product pan roulette finale, and also I'm going to a barbecue this evening, so or soon. So yeah, I have that written down, and then what like tasks I need to do for the day. And tomorrow is the Swedish like national day, like the Swedish day. I don't know. And then I have like things I need to do, and also like this one is crossed out, but just because I thought I was going to do it, but then I didn't need to. So both of these were like, they fit together because they are basically the same thing. So yeah, here is my week, and I do all of the weeks at once. And then here I started a new thing, so I have a pages read just because I was watching Books and Lala. She does bullet journal videos, and I watch her book videos as well, and she has a pages read tracker. So I have 20, 40, 60, 80, and so far I haven't read any physical book, but I have been listening to a book, and I don't know if I should count those pages or not, but so far I haven't filled anything in. And then I also did a video which was called Full Face of like brands that are easily accessible in Sweden. So I was like planning out that video here. I will have that listed in the cards, and that's how far I've gotten in my bullet journal video, or my bullet journal so far. So let's get back to January. Okay, so here we have January, and then we have the monthly setup for January. So here you can see what I talked about before, like lecture, working, exam, and all of that stuff. And then I had a habit tracker in January, which I stopped using just because I'm so bad with like filling this in. And then I had monthly goals and a TBR, and then here is my memory. So as you can see, I sort of fill it in, but I will sort of mention some of the things later on. But here I also have like a movie ticket. We went to the movies, and then I have, so you can see I have all of the weeks, and some I use like more than others. And then I had like a planning to do, so clean my desk, declutter, do an inventory, take pictures of all of my makeup, go through my like past year empties, update my whole collection like spread or like Excel sheet, and then yeah, all of the things I had to do. And then I had sort of like a study planning, and yeah, I had my Finish 8 by International Women's Day, which I did. And then I have my Panduro eyeshadows, but I need to continue to fill this in. And then I had my whole collection product pan, and I'm saving like this space if I want to include some notes here of the product, like especially here. Yeah, like here whenever I like used up a product, I wrote it here, and then the product I like substituted it with. With this, I filmed this once like a whole collection product pan, but then I didn't like upload that video, so I did it sort of on my own, but then I sort of stopped just because, yeah, I will do it like on YouTube eventually. And if you don't know what the whole collection product pan is, this was started by Becky Loves Kanga here on YouTube. She has this, so I will have her listed in this description box. And then I had my January empties and sort of dailies, and then I had a YouTube planning, and I also like to do these types of wish lists, so you will see I have more of these later on in the bullet journals. And then I had February and like the monthly, and then my goals, TBR, February empties, my memories, and just my weeklies. So here you can see I did not use this one at all, but then some I use a lot more than others. So yeah, and then I had a Netflix like collection spread. So I have a series written down that I was interested in, and then I sort of circled the seasons that I had watched of that series. So as you can see, I'm very bad with watching Netflix. Like these I had watched several years ago, and we did watch like the first seasons of Person of Interest like earlier this year. So yeah, I don't know if anyone like needs to get better at actually watching Netflix, but I don't know, maybe sometime. Here I had some dailies. I don't really do dailies. I used to do them like sometimes. I would have like 2 dailies a month or so. But yeah, and then here I had some notes for the book club, like we read Mrs. Dalloway by Virginia Woolf. And then I had the getting use out of my collection products, so I wrote down the palettes I wanted to use and in which order. And then I realized that I cannot like write down the palettes that I had not used yet, just because, I don't know, whenever I would, like I did the Colourpop All I See Is Magic, and then I did the Dream Street, and then the summer palette by M Cosmetics, and then I did not want to use the Mauve Obsession, so then I did another one, and like the order got all messed up, so I have a new spread of this later on in my journal. And then I have my palette collection before I declutter it, so I have decluttered some of these, and I like wrote down which year I got them as far as I could like remember. And then I had some YouTube planning, and like when I did my Colourpop Dream Street review, I wrote down some notes on each of the eyeshadows. And then the product pan roulette, that will, like the finale will go up today, so when you watch this, this will already be up. So I will link that one as well. And here you can see I like had some, this was like the first like YouTube planning spread along with this one. So now I have the, like basically these two on like a like a spread, and I will have this one next to the planning, and then I will just have video ideas. So these were like ideas, and some of them I filmed and some I did not. Okay, and then the Rainbow Pride Product Pan, which I haven't done the finale for yet, even though it's like a month later, but I don't know if I will do one. And then we have March, so we have the calendar spread, and then I have some monthly goals, some TBR March empties, memories. So there is a television program that is called På spåret, or like On the Track, and the finale was in March, so I wrote down who won. And then I went to like a spa with my boyfriend, so I wrote that down. And then I had my birthday dinner, and I wrote down where I went to birthday dinner with my mom and dad and my boyfriend and my grandma. And then I had like a waffle dinner with some friends, and a friend had a birthday party, and yeah, lots of stuff that I wrote down. So here you can see a planning, like a YouTube and video ideas planning page that looks like the one I use now. And then I have my weeks. And then I have like I have an app that is sort of like Netflix, but it's only for like documentaries and like science stuff. So I started to write down what I've been watching on that, like on the app, but I think I've currently watched like everything they have on that app, so I'm not currently using it, so I will probably like stop subscribing to like Curiosity Stream, but I really do recommend it because I really liked it, and there are codes so that you can get like 2 months off, and it's super inexpensive anyway, so I really recommend that one. And then I had a skincare inventory, so I had cleansers, toners, serums, eye creams, day creams, and night creams. So some I have a few of, some I don't have that many of, so yeah, and I have used up some of these since I did this in March. And then I had a face mask inventory, so I divided them up into mud mask, hydrating mask, overnight peel off, exfoliating, like others don't know, sheet mask, and one-time use. And then here you can see another wish list, so this is like number 6. I think I started in one of my previous bullet journals. So I have primer, foundation, like all of the things that I could want, and then this time I actually color coded, so the ones that are orange are ones that I bought, and the ones that are sort of greenish green are things that are no longer on my wish list. So either like for the NARS Soft Matte like concealer pot, I went to swatch it and realized it's too dark for me, so I did not get that. Same with the Too Faced Matte Peach Powder, it's too dark for me, and yeah, some things that I don't want anymore. And then I did a review of the N Cosmetics Summer Palette, so I wrote my thoughts down here. And then the Drop 10 by Before Summer product pan, I wrote down the things I wanted to use, but I failed when I did my intro because I only picked 9 products, and then I picked 2 more which I have not written down. And then we have April, which I'm not very happy with this spread. Like I need to keep my monthly spreads very, like monthly cover pages very simple, because otherwise I just don't like them. So yeah, here is April, and then my monthly goals, my TBR, my April empties, YouTube planning, video ideas, my weeks that I did not use much during April. But then I had a project pan tracker, so I had, as I mentioned before, I have all of the ones I use or currently planning written down, and then I fill in when I use them. But I did sort of slack on the last part of this month, but sometimes you do that and then you just try again. And here I had the shadows that I was trying to pan, but I don't know, I didn't really like the setup here, so I sort of stopped using it. And then I had look ideas, so I wrote down the Huda Electric Obsessions palette and then some ideas, so I will probably keep filling this in with like look ideas. And then I forgot to include my memories in the beginning of the month, so I have them here at the end of the month. So I went to Gothenburg with my mom. I passed my like programming exam, which I needed to do to get my like master degree. And then I had a dinner with some friends. I watched football with some other friends, and I had a meeting about doing my master thesis. I had my third like laser treatment to get rid of my hair underneath my arms or in my armpits. And then I went to a birthday party for the same friend I watched football with, and then my mom and dad came to visit. I started my master thesis, and yeah, I wrote some things down that I did. I really like this, and I love like watching back at these. And then I did a new one of these getting used out of my collection. So I have used Colourpop All I See Is Magic Dream Street Summer Palette, Huda Beauty Electric Obsessions, and I'm currently using the Tarte Make Believe in Yourself palette. So yeah, now I have learned my lesson, and I will only fill in once I've like started using a palette. And then we have May, and as you can see, I did not use the monthly too much this time either, but yeah, that's just what my life looks like right now, so I'm going to continue doing this. I'm just going to not like fill it in. And then I had my goals, my TBR, my empties. I did not fill this in, so I need to do that. Like we're only at the beginning of June, so yeah, I will do that. And then I had my memories for May, so we had a book club meeting. I went to a national park with my mom and dad and my boyfriend, and then we went home to my mom and dad's and like visited, and we had a barbecue with my grandma as well. And I got my first pictures of myself that I'm working on in my master thesis, and I barbecued with some friends. We went to my boyfriend's summer place with his family because it was his birthday. So, and it was also a Eurovision Song Contest, so I wrote down who won. Like, we watched it when we went to his summer place. And then I went out for dinner with the one, like the guy that I work with on my extra workplace. And then there was a party with the group that I was a mentor for last fall. And then I just went for a walk with a friend, and I went out to dinner with my boyfriend, my mom and my dad to celebrate his birthday again. And then I had a YouTube planning and YouTube ideas, and then I had my project pan tracker. And I like this one more because one, I filled it in all the way. And you can see here I did not use any makeup, but basically I wear makeup every single day. But then I also started doing lines of, like here I finished this product, so I did a line, and this one as well, I finished that one, and these I stopped using just because the project pan ended like here. And then this one I used up as well. And then during May I had a challenge on my Instagram where I did 1 palette a day, because once I had decluttered some of my palettes, I realized that I own 31 palettes, so I did 1 palette a day during the month of May. So if you haven't seen that, I will have my Instagram listed in the description box. And then I have the weeklies for May. So as you can see, I use these quite a bit because I started to really like plan out my master thesis work in this. So whatever I needed to do for the day, I really like wrote it down. And I feel like that's a very like big help when you like plan your work yourself, or like you are the only one that makes you do stuff. I feel like for me it really helps to write it down and like cross it off once I do something, and then yeah, I just feel like I get a lot more done that way. And then I had a planning for my master thesis thing, and then we're in June. So yeah, that was everything for my current bullet journal. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed the flip through of my bullet journal, and maybe you found something that you would like to incorporate into your bullet journal, or maybe you have felt like all of the bullet journal videos out there are very creative and that it would take too much time to do one yourself. I have a system right here that does not take much time at all. You can just set it up in I don't know, half an hour maybe, and then just go about your month. So yeah, hope you enjoyed this sort of different video on my channel. Give this a thumbs up if you think that I should do part 2 with a flip through of my old bullet journals. And also let me know if you think I should do more videos about my bullet journal in the future, because currently I'm on page, I think it's like 167, and it only goes to like 234, so I won't be able to fit the rest of the year in this one. But let me know if you think that I should do like a video like setting up my new bullet journal. So yeah, give this a thumbs up if you would like to see that, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also I would like to mention that if you like this look, I will have a tutorial for this one listed in the cards as well. So yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching today, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!